Welcome back, everyone, and I'm really excited to introduce you to the next woman you should know. I'm here with Kassandra Jimenez, owner of Con Amor, Nina y Leon.
Yes.
Yeah, I get the tongue-tied sometimes, which is an amazing, beautiful bakery. What you create is so gorgeous. Like I said, we were flipping through the photos. So first things first, tell us a little bit about your business and who you serve and what that looks like.
Yes. So we are a home-based bakery. We operate under a MECO permit.
Okay.
And
What is that?
So a MECO permit is
Yeah.
a permit where you can sell from home.
Okay.
Actually, you can even do like a restaurant.
And that's a
Which
new
is what we
thing.
do. It's a new thing. It's very new. It's very green, the program itself. So there's like a lot of like every year there's like a little provision that's put in.
Okay.
But for now, I can bake and sell from home.
Okay.
And I can have a restaurant from home.
That's great.
So, which is what we do during the season. So
Right.
during the season, we do Con Amor, which is my husband and I do the pastries.
Uh-huh.
He does the food, and people come over and eat in our backyard.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, you have to come try it.
We're totally doing that. Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't know that. I'm here about the cakes, and now I've learned
Yes.
so much more. Okay, that's
So
super
it
cool.
started with cakes.
Okay.
So I became the stay-at-home mom in 2020 when I had Nina,
Mhm.
my daughter. And I was craving being creative again.
Uh-huh.
And my mom's a home baker, and I just saw her baking growing up. She always had, but she would make these elaborate, huge, like fondant cakes, and
Mhm.
something I'm not comfortable with. I make more like buttercream. I add a little flour here and there.
Beautiful flower. There's so many unique little add-ons that you do it. It's super
Yes,
creative.
thank you. Yeah, I like to use natural because I think that's in my my aesthetic is way more natural.
Sure.
You know, I like to see the beauty like in seasonal produce
Yeah.
and florals that I find. So I like everything to be more natural. But anyway, so I started in 2020, and I was looking to be creative again.
Mhm.
I was not feeling the stay-at-home mom thing. I was used to. I was in corporate retail, so I was used to being out in the field, being with people all day.
Yeah.
And then of course the pandemic.
I was gonna say, and it wasn't just like you were a stay-at-home mom. You're
Yes.
like a COVID stay-at-home mom.
Stay-at-home mom like in a glass house. Like don't get out. Yeah.
That's a lot.
And it was scary. It was
Yeah.
scary, but my husband was like, and I would just bake at home. My husband was like, just post your cakes, you know,
Yeah.
like don't even do it for like for money. Just
Sure.
just
Show
post.
it.
You just
Yeah.
show it and then just show your process. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's what you like watching, and I
Right.
do like watching that. So I did,
Mhm.
and it gained traction, and
Yeah, and it is like art. Like, you can so tell, like from even just the photos, and in real life, are even so much more beautiful. Like the creativity and the thought process.
yeah.
And I definitely notice it's like it's flowers of the season, or it's fruit of the season, or something that you're adding to really flavorful cakes. Like we were just admiring the raspberry pistachio.
Oh yeah,
That's my
favorite.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
And so that's a huge process, and going and getting those fresh elements, that's a lot of time and effort.
It really is. I think it sometimes takes up to 2 to 3 days between
Oh, wow.
picking out the florals,
Sure.
and then picking out the produce, and then baking the cake, and then I like for it to set overnight, and then I make the jam. So, and then I make the Italian meringue buttercream. So it's a long process, which I enjoy, and I haven't felt like burnt out yet
Yeah.
with it. It's nice to see it all come together.
Yeah.
To see all the elements come together.
So you go from posting your cakes online to now having a business focused around that.
Yes.
How did we bridge that gap?
Well, honestly, it was just, and it's a quote that is so corny, but I listened to a lot of audiobooks while I'm baking or podcasts. And I love Ina Garten and her new book. It's called Be Ready When the Luck Happens. And that's what it is. It really has been luck. It's been meeting the right people.
Yeah.
It's been, like having people believe in me and being in the right rooms and introducing me to the right people. And that's just, it has been that. Yeah.
So I that sentiment and that statement is so true. But luck, it can't just be luck.
Oh
It's
yeah.
also right, like
Yes.
all the work and the effort, and
Yes.
and being open to being vulnerable in that room,
Yes.
and having your product and doing that. Like that's a huge part of the
Yes.
process too.
It's true, and which is why I like that quote in particular, because it's
Yeah.
be ready.
Be ready when you luck. Right.
So
exactly.
I've been dreaming of this for a long time. I've been practicing. I've seen my mom model that business model for me.
Yeah.
So I've been feeling very prepared whenever an opportunity presents itself and it feels natural
Yeah.
to me. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work because I have 2 babies as well.
Right.
My day starts sometimes lately, like at 2:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yes. It
Wow.
starts, I put on my coffee, I put on my podcast.
Your routine.
My routine. I'm like, this is what you wanted.
Yeah. And you know, you mentioned burnout and
Yeah.
you haven't had that yet, which is a blessing.
Yes.
How are you balancing everything at this moment?
So I think an element that was, something that was very, I'm mumbling my words.
No, yeah.
I think something that was very beneficial, I think everything happened so like serendipitous for me because I did experience burnout in my previous life before I had children. I was working corporate retail and I flew to New York once a month. I had 10 stores that I was in charge of, and I was in charge of visuals for the store. So I was like the visual manager for the West Coast for this company. And I did experience burnout, and I saw it with my coworkers. I saw it with myself. I saw it like when you're just in a room in a position that you really want to prove to yourself, prove to your managers, and so I saw that side of myself, and I said, whenever I have my business, like that's not going to be me, and I'm really gonna hold myself accountable for that. So thankfully, I have my husband that also bakes with me. He's a chef. He's a pastry chef as well.
Okay.
So we can balance off it, and then I just really have to be organized with my time.
100%.
So I need to
protect my time, block it, do the thing. It is the thing that in your normal life, like when you have a corporate position or whatever, that's kind of given to you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when you go business owner, you have to learn that, and you need to learn it quick. Because the longer it takes you to figure that part out, the crazier you get. Because you're like, what the fuck? I don't know what time
That's the biggest piece.
Yes.
That's the biggest piece, being a master of your time. So being a master of your time, like you said, time blocking, allocating your time, and then just turning off when you have to.
Yeah.
And turning off in the sense, like, I mean, you're a business owner. Sure. You never turn off, but just having a time where you pause.
Some boundaries around that. Protecting your time.
Protecting my time. Yeah. And then just knowing that there's gonna be weeks that are gonna be really hard, and there's gonna be months that are really like 5 days in a row, 6 days in a row, 10 days in a row of work.
Right.
But there's gonna be, the 3-day period where you can like reset.
Yeah.
So just being realistic.
Yeah.
Being realistic and being truthful and honest with yourself.
Yeah, that's so true. It's so true. And so we were kind of touching on this before we sat down, but I see this support. We have this huge community of support that has been so cool to watch. Like, so I'll see your business go up, and then we see Midi Boards, we see Kayla Nicole, we see all of these other females that are in this world supporting each other. How important do you feel like that networking, that connection with other female business owners has been for you in your business?
I think it's been the most important. I think it's been women who put me in those rooms. It's been like Midi Boards. It's been Kayla Nicole, my friend Lucy from House of Florals,
and we met you through Megan at your table.
Megan, I've had a lot of opportunities through Megan as well. Yeah. It's always been, in my case so far, a woman who opens the door and welcomes me in. Yeah. And is not like gatekeeping me from the world. You know what I mean? They want to see me win. And I think, I mean, I have seen examples where it's been the opposite, but I feel the women that I surround myself with align with me and how I see business. And I have a very abundant mindset. I know that there's enough for everyone. Right. I have cake friends that make cakes that I refer to my clients all the time whenever I feel like I can take a project. Yeah. And I think that the women that I've met have had that. Yeah. I haven't run into that yet. Yeah. Maybe because I've only been in business for a year. And maybe because you attract what you're putting out. Yeah, right? Yes, I think so too. And I think it's really true. And I think, like you said, abundance mindset. There's plenty for everyone. And when you have that mindset, the opportunities always show up.
There's
Yes.
never where you're like, oh my gosh, nobody's asked me to bake a cake for a week
Yes.
or whatever,
Yes.
It's really, really true. I think that's an important way to start thinking if you're not thinking that way.
No, you
It's
have
really
to.
important.
You just have to know that the universe will always present something for you.
Mhm.
And if there is a pause in your business, it's
Yeah.
for a reason. Maybe it's time for you to reset. I mean, there's always something to do, right?
Right. So looking for the positive, even when something might feel like a negative
Yes.
thing that's happened.
Yes.
Yeah. So your business has been official for how many years now?
Well, it's only been official for a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, official for a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So in 2020, I was too embarrassed to post anything because I've been off of social media too. So I was like 10 years off of social media. So I was like, I want to go back on social media, and
Why were you off?
I just didn't. I wasn't feeling social media. No,
Yeah.
I was like over social media.
Mm.
Yeah. So I actually what I did, I took a pause. I remember it was one holiday, and I was like, I cannot see another holiday post. I can't. So I got off of social media, and I just never got back on. I just loved not being on it.
Right. And now it's such a tool.
It's such a tool, but back then it wasn't really a tool.
Yeah. It was more just something you were doing socially
Yes.
for fun, your friends and stuff.
Yes, connecting and like
Now it's how people place orders.
Yes.
Now it's how people contact you, how people see where you
people
are.
build their empires through
It's
social media.
insane.
So now I think you have to be a master of your social media.
Yeah, it's really, really important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so tell me a little bit more about you guys are still doing the restaurant out of your house.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll send you the link.
Yes.
I worked with a company called the Cook Alliance.
Okay.
They're not a company, they're a nonprofit actually, and they're based out of California. I forgot exactly, I can't think of where exactly. And they taught, and I found them. I can't even remember how exactly I found them, but I did. And I did a course with them for the Miko program, and I was able to get a Miko for my kitchen, and it was a grant. Yeah, I think it was a $2,000 grant.
Did this come about during COVID or was this
No.
pre-COVID? So this is the thing that people have always been able to do.
Well, this happened. I think that the start of the Miko program was during COVID. It was
Okay.
post-COVID, like
Okay.
2021,
Okay.
and it was passed into legislation. I think within the last 3-4 years.
Okay. And you said Miko, M-I-C-O?
It's actually MEKHO.
You didn't have that?
There you go.
Way off. Doesn't sound like it's spelled.
I know it doesn't sound like it's spelled at all. No, but I'll send you that. That way people can look into that program.
Yeah.
You
Because
can
that's
certify.
interesting because obviously we don't forget COVID and it wasn't like
Yeah.
you could really go to restaurants and do
Yeah.
those things because of all the guidelines. But you could safely go into
The health department comes to your house.
yeah, they check. It's like a whole thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and you have like a cap that you can meet. They have a certain amount of guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they did it mostly to empower like just people like me who don't want to commit to a brick and mortar yet.
Right.
You know,
It makes a lot of sense.
I don't want to commit. I mean, actually, I'm not gonna say that. I do want to commit to brick and mortar, but not. I just want to do it when it's right.
Yeah.
And, like the pace that makes sense for me and my
Right.
family.
Right. Because a brick and I mean that's like
Another baby, and I have two friends.
1000%.
Yes,
That's
to run my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to really be ready, and it's good for you for really kind of thinking that through and not and wanting to make sure that it's the right thing for you and your family because your business is growing.
Yes.
You know, so you bake for little cafes and for
do.
people and privately. Like, what is all that like?
Yeah, so I take custom cake orders,
Mhm.
and then I have three accounts for pastries, and I just secured an account this morning for a course.
Awesome.
And so now we're looking to go into a commercial kitchen where we
Okay.
can bake more wine because we're baking out of our own kitchen. You know, so it's a lot of waiting around. We need
Yeah.
a little oven to to get the pastries on. I'm like, hello. Yeah. So we need So we're gonna do that and hopefully have like a wholesale operation going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And just because I saw that like niche in the market that wasn't being met, you know,
Right.
it's hard to get a good pastry on here. Like a good homemade, beautiful pastry that you know what I mean?
Yes, because I've had your cupcakes before.
Yes.
And I was so impressed with because I'm not a big cake person because I find oftentimes everything's like too sweet
Too sweet.
and very sugary. And I felt like everything was like so fresh and natural and had the right amount of sweetness without being like a sugar bomb in your face.
That's a great compliment. Thank you. exactly what I want to do.
That's
Yes.
what it was. And then
Yes.
and I think you put together some like really unique flavor combinations.
Yes.
You know, I love seeing the fig in some of your stuff, and then like the pistachio and raspberry, like amazing. You know, and then you have your more traditional. I've seen you do red velvet and
Yes.
and everything.
So I do keep a menu of the classics, but then
Yeah.
I keep a menu like the pistachio raspberry or the fig or the apricot that's really inspired by food I ate growing up.
Oh,
So we come from my husband and I both we grew up together.
Okay.
So yeah, we were high school sweethearts.
Aw.
And so we have the same experience. We grew up in a border town named Calexico.
Oh, sure.
2 hours away from here now. And both of our families had farm workers in our family. So agriculture was a big part of us growing up. So we only ate that way. We only ate through the seasons, right? Like my grandpa or my uncles would come home with a big box of figs or a big box of apricots, and that's the way we ate. And because, thank goodness, we had that abundance, my family was able to make like desserts from like that produce.
Right.
And that really stuck with me. That was really imprinted in me, and like I was very aware from a young age how lucky and how not everyone eats this way, you know. And especially when I moved away from my hometown, I was craving that.
Yeah.
So I have another segment, like another menu with those flavor combinations.
Right. Right. That's so interesting. And yes, people don't eat with seasons,
No.
which makes the most sense.
Yes,
Because
that's how we're meant to eat.
Right.
Yeah, but we're also busy, right? We're also busy. We want to grab something quick, and we want to, we want to do the drive-through, which I love doing too. You know what I mean? But I think we lost like our connection through food a little bit. But I see it coming back now that I'm back on social media. I see like everywhere, these farms or like the restaurants, and bringing people back to eating farm from table and that what we're always meant to eat.
Right. And then in that shared community of
Community.
something that you grew or whatever, and bringing it to the table and having it's
Sharing.
It's a different experience than the quick, fast paced, which we're busy, but so what?
Yeah.
Like there should be enough time to do that, at least occasionally.
Yeah. Just slow down a little bit.
Slow down, have a really good, like my husband's a great cook, and we over the past like 3 weeks, we just realized, this weekend, like, oh my God, we have not had like a home cooked meal.
Yeah.
And like we've gone out to like really nice dinners or even like a shitty fast food lunch or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to eat out.
Yes.
Period. Like I just want to have a nice home cooked fresh meal.
Beautiful
And
meal.
it's
your
just
house
so
smells amazing.
Yeah. And then it's like you made it. Well, I didn't
Yeah.
make it. Like
Yeah.
you made it. But
I feel like I was there.
I cleaned up. We all know our roles.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a really special thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what do you see next for your business?
So next, I want to have a wholesale division, and I want to start wholesaling pastries, so like danishes and turnovers, and start perfecting that craft. That is actually something I wanted to go to school for. So when I graduated high school, I moved to New York City, and I found an internship for a French pastry chef.
Little small town in
Yes.
Mexico.
Can you imagine?
To New York fucking City.
Yes.
That was a huge.
Yes. Thankfully, I didn't do the transition all by myself because my cousin lived there already.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like my sister, so she was like, "Come
That's
with
very
me."
helpful.
I know that was very helpful.
I would have been like,
I would have been like, I would have been shaking my boots. Yeah. I remember getting off the plane and being like, "Oh my God, like I'm gonna live here. It's crazy." And it was amazing. I only lived there for a year with my cousin, with my sister, and that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I came back home and I just got into corporate retail. I got into the rat race. I got into moving out. I got into I just put that whole thing aside. So that's why I really want to go back into pastries and start wholesaling and start learning that again. And where I'm looking to take like some online courses, right? We do like a 3-month course just to perfect and learn.
Yeah.
Because it is an art.
It is art. An art. I mean, people win awards around that stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like, and I think so many of us fall victim to it, but like, you had a passion and you just sort of got pushed to the wayside because of whatever, like this job, your life, this job made a lot of money, et cetera, et cetera. It's a blessing that you can circle back around and
Oh,
actually
yeah.
do what you really wanted to do.
Yes, I
That's
know not
awesome.
a lot of people get that opportunity.
No.
So I feel lucky that I'm still like young enough to start like the second
Yeah.
part of my life.
Well, we're taught like chase your dreams. Oh,
Yeah.
that's bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
go make some money. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But what if you were really intentional about it and you could sort of figure out a way to do both,
Yes.
right? I mean, that's the key.
Yes, and I was lucky enough to, because I don't think I would have done it if I didn't, if things didn't happen the way it panned out. So I don't think I would have done it. I would have had like the balls to do it,
Mm-hmm.
to like leave my corporate retail job behind and to put things into action or go back into my dreams. It was kind of like the perfect storm.
So you mean you no more corporate job, you had a baby, COVID happened, all of these things kind of.
Yes, I was forced to stay home. I was making a cake at my own, baking at my own pace. I had what's it called? Culinary Institute of America book that my brother-in-law gifted me, and I was able to read through it, and we were able to test recipes. So it was all at my own pace. That was like 3 years of me just testing, and then remembering like how like the flavors of my childhood, and like so it was like 3 or 4 years of just dreaming, dreaming and remembering things, and like just playing pretend basically, and manifesting what's happening now. And when I got back on social media, I got back on with intention, with my plan, and with the dreams that I've been dreaming of. So it sounds really corny, but it's true.
It is not corny.
And I'm a Capricorn.
So amazing.
Yeah.
It's really, really amazing because people don't believe that happens.
No,
Like,
yeah,
people
and
say,
I was that person.
Yeah.
I was, like I said, I'm a Capricorn, so everything, I'm like, do not really believe in woo-woo. I was not really like, I like, like people who, I didn't look down upon it, but I just said, I don't think I felt silly whenever I tried to like manifest or talk to the universe or even like pray and be grateful. So, and that's another thing that happened after motherhood, because the world does look very different.
Yeah.
Two little beady eyes staring back at you.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are you going to feed me?
Literally.
Am I going to learn from you?
Yes.
Are you going to love me?
Yes.
And
all the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they start talking, there's more questions.
And it doesn't ever go away. There's going to be a 30-year-old more questions too.
Yes. Yes. The questions will not stop. Yes.
It's funny because I was having this conversation with my very good friend earlier this morning about like, no, like we're going to manifest. We're going to create this life. And like and this is the mindset that is just coming to me over the past 5 or 6 years too. I didn't think this way 7 years ago in my previous life, which nobody would believe if I told you what it was like. But I know that it's true.
It's true.
I know that it's true that we think about what it's going to be like and we create that based on our thoughts, and it works both ways.
I mean, I'm living proof. I did that for 3 years.
Same.
And I was I'm gonna show up like if I had 15 orders today. I'm gonna wake up early. I'm gonna go to the farmers market and make connections with the farmers. And I'm gonna pretend, and I'm gonna make myself believe that this is happening.
Because once you do, and that takes practice, then everybody else believes it too.
Yeah.
And then you have 15 orders every single day.
Yes.
And then you're like, what the fuck?
They're like,
I don't know. That's so great. I love that. That's such a great story.
And it's true.
Yeah. Yes. That is true. Yeah. So best piece of advice you've ever been given, or that you've heard, or what's something that sticks with you every time you feel like it's going to be a little rough?
I've had a lot of good advice given from the women in my family, from my mom, from my sister, my sister-in-laws, my friends. I think one that really sticks out to me is that like the universe has your back. So, I mean, obviously don't do anything too crazy, but even if you did, it's going to work out. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So I feel like, and then I also feel like a good advice that I had a friend give me was that like perfectionism is not valuable to yourself or to your business. Like nothing's ever going to be perfect. Yeah. So, and even you can even see that like in my, like if you in the literal sense, like in my cakes, they're not like perfect. I don't have like the perfect, like my piping is a little like
But it's so
more
beautiful
whimsical.
that way. Like it
Yes.
gives it this very
Like I try to be with
yeah,
more whimsical
whimsical
stuff.
stuff. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But and that's like in a literal sense. But like even like if the old me would have waited. Okay, no, I have to wait until I go to school for this, and I have to wait until I buy all of the equipment.
And have a commercial kitchen.
In a commercial kitchen, yes. So if you have an idea, and this is what my good friends told me, if you have an idea, just do it. Do it in a small scale, do it in a big scale, but just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. If you want to make cakes,
So when the luck shows up,
yes,
you're ready.
you're ready. Yes.
Exactly.
So I think that's the best one. So perfection, waiting to be perfect is not valuable to anybody,
Yeah.
to you or your business.
Yeah. So I know you already have a ton of business, but if people wanted to give you more business,
Yes.
What's the best way to get a hold of you or reach out or do that?
I would say through Instagram. So
Social media.
yes, Con Amor,
Yes.
is our handle, and through our website as well.
Okay. And they can place orders and reach out and do that.
Reach out.
You
You
do
can
all
DM
the
me.
things, right?
Yes.
Custom cakes, cupcakes.
Yeah. So I don't do like fondant or like a lot of like
Sure.
colors. But I do like custom orders, so
Yeah.
some sizes like for weddings and stuff like that.
And all anybody has to ever do is just flip through your pictures and see your artistic flavor to that. It's just really, really, really gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
I'm thanking you for being here. It was really nice to sit and talk with you. So I
Yeah,
really appreciate
the same.
it. Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you so much. Till next time.
Bye.
That was